Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just wanted to check again if you guys can hear me. And also if you can see my screen. Alright, let's get started. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Indeed, all praises belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him, we seek for His help, and we turn to Him in repentance. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evils of our souls and from the evils of our deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, then there's no one who can misguide that person. And whomever Allah misguides, then there's no one who can guide that person on the straight path. I testify that there's no God except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's alone without any partners, and I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is his servant and messenger. May the peace, blessings, and special mercy of Allah be upon our beloved messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, his companions, and all his ummah until the day of judgment. My dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you on behalf of ALMPG to this beautiful webinar with the greeting Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. My name is Abdul Wahab, and I will be your host, your moderator for today. I work in IT. I live in Houston, Texas. Firstly, I'm grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave me this opportunity to serve you for this next couple of hours. And secondly, I would like to thank the ALMPG team for giving me this opportunity to host this webinar. I'm very grateful and I'm humbled. Jazakallahu khairan. So, my dear brothers and sisters, before we begin, I would just like to give you a quick introduction about ALMPG. I see some of the brothers, they cannot hear my voice. If you, let me just type it in. If you cannot hear me, then you may need to use your phone to call into the webinar. Please use the phone to join. Okay. Yes, Brother Ilyas, if you could respond to that brother, he's unable to hear my voice. So, back to the introduction of ALMPG. ALMPG, formerly known as LIT, was established back in 2014. A few brothers got together with a pure intention to help others establish a Google group. To begin with, we started with the Google group. The group started growing day by day, and when we have a pure intention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses the group. It sees no boundaries. The core team felt a need of having an independent website, and they started working towards it. And that's when ALMPG got established in 2016. Let me quickly take you to our website. It's almpg.com. And once you go to this website, I hope you're able to see it. It's pretty simple. It's almpg.com. And subhanAllah, from that time, from 2014 we started, we moved in 2016 and established this website, this independent website, almpg.com. And there was a surge. People started joining the organization day by day, and right now we have 5,486 members. We have 31 webinars here, job post 1,657. SubhanAllah, this is amazing. I remember back just an year ago, it was the member count was 2,000, and then it spiked. And it became 5,486. So if any one of you are not a member of ALMPG, I would strongly urge you to please join the group and get benefit out of it. The good thing about this group is you never know whom you will find on this group. There may be people in your field, or there may be people from a field where you wanted to go. You could find team leads here, you could find managers here, you could find architects here, so you never know. So I would strongly urge you to be a part of this group and benefit from this group and start benefiting others as well. And it's to register, it's pretty simple. You go to almpg.com/register, and then you can start giving your details, and then you can be a member. Okay, now the introduction about the speaker. Without any further delay, I know everybody's waiting for Brother Muiz. Let me just go back to the slide here. Yeah. So Brother Muiz, maybe some of you know Brother Muiz already. He is a contributor to ALMPG already. He gave the webinar and he conducted a workshop earlier on the regulatory affairs, RA. It's a buzzword and it's a new field. A lot of people, they don't know about this field. That is the good thing about it. We may want to look for the fields which are not too much flooded. For example, there were fields in the past was something like Salesforce or some of the fields which were very in demand and people started flocking in, and now it's hard to find a job in those fields. So RA, regulatory affairs, is a pretty new field, and there are a lot of jobs in it, and you get a decent pay in this one. So Brother Muiz today, he will be giving a presentation and a detailed workshop on this webinar, and it's going to be a series of webinars. And mashallah, Brother Muiz, he is well known in this ALMPG community, and he contributed in the past. He mentored a lot of people. He helped them getting a job, helped them preparing their resumes, helped them preparing how to give an effective interview and all those stuff. So we would like to thank Brother Muiz for his past contributions, and he took out time from his busy schedule today for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him the best and put barakah in his income and in his time. Very quickly, today's webinar format is going to be a 2-hour session today, and there's going to be a break for 5 to 10 minutes in between, or whenever Brother Muiz feels comfortable to give a break. At that time, we'll have a small break, and we will conclude the sessions with a Q&A. So if you have any questions, hold on to your questions, write it down somewhere, and when the session ends, you can start asking the questions. And if you have any questions pertinent to that particular topic when Brother Muiz is going on, presenting, just type in the Q&A box, and then if it is pertinent, we'll answer that question. So this will be the webinar session, and there will be a continuation also for this webinar, and we will give you those details as we proceed with the presentation. Today's agenda: introduction to regulatory affairs field, overview of roles and responsibilities in the RA, jobs and salaries in RA, what you can expect regarding how many jobs are there in the market, what is the salaries, and everything will be told. What is CTD Dossier, and excuse me 1 second. And what are different modules in the RA, and then we will conclude it with a Q&A session. So without any further delay, I would like to bring on Brother Muizuddin Ahmed. As you can see on my screen, he worked with a lot of clients here, and he is coming here on this platform with a lot of experience to share with us and to educate us. So without any further delay, let me give the presentation control to Brother Muiz. Give me 1 minute here. Okay, I just unmuted you, Brother Muiz, and then I'll make you the presenter as well.
Okay.
Brother Muiz,
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Yep.
Very good, mashallah. Yes, I can hear you and I can also see your screen. Welcome again, Brother Muiz. Thank you so much for your time and for your effort. It's everybody's busy these days, and it's hard to take out time from the family schedule. Thank you so much, Jazakallah khairan. Once again, please, you can proceed with your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. So, a couple of companies where I worked for Merck Animal Health, Hospira, Baxter, and other the companies. What I'm here is to support you, to introduce you what is regulatory affairs and how easily you can get into this field. This field is so new. So all of you can hear to me, right? If I'm not wrong. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay. So here I'm going to introduce you what is regulatory affairs, what are the roles and responsibilities of regulatory affairs, and what is the job market, how quick you can get into this field, and basically I will be explaining you in detail like what the regulatory affairs does, and later on I will tell you what is CTD module, and we have 5 different modules like your 5 fingers, and question and answers will go one by one. So let us go with regulatory affairs. What is regulatory affairs? So this is our agenda for today. So regulatory affairs is something like a person who is the mediator between the pharmaceutical company and US FDA. Maybe in our countries you have seen a guy who is sitting outside a passport office with a small pen and paper. So what he does is he will help you to fill the application form. He will help you what documents are needed, and he will try to get you the passport from the passport office. He knows what form you need to use. He knows what are the instructions and what are the guidelines you have to follow, what additional documents you need to attach. Every current information he will have. Similarly, as a regulatory affairs person, you are going to a company and doing all their paperwork, getting new approvals for new drugs from US FDA, maintaining license from US FDA, whatever the license they have, and if the company makes any changes, you are responsible to update to FDA. And if the FDA change any rules and regulations, any guidelines, so your job is to update to the company and make sure everything is in a line. So this is what we do. Like I put the words in a definition, like regulatory affairs in the pharmaceutical industry. It's a profession which acts as an interface between the pharma industry and the drug regulatory authority. So every country has a different authority. Like if we talk about we are staying in America, we can say US FDA. If you go to Europe, you have European Union. And if you go to India, you have a different regulatory agency. So every country has a different regulatory agency. And every country has their own guidelines and their application forms and so on. So it's a big field, but we are trying to get into an entry-level job, like a basic level job. And in this industry, guys, you need to have a basic software skills. At least you are good in MS Word, like typing. You don't have to be a big typo guy, but at least like basic things you need to know. And if you are familiar with chemistry, that's very helpful. Like understanding what is the life cycle of a drug. Yeah. It's someone talking phone. Okay. So these are the little softwares you need to know, like MS Word. If you know MS Word, that's well and good. And your English should be good. That's the first thing. Why? Because most of the time, whatever the work you do, your reviewer, if you imagine you are writing a passage and your white American guy, he's reviewing your passage. Make sure, imagine how mistakes he can take it out. He can take out your grammatical mistakes. He can take out like consistency mistakes and so on. So at least your English should be good. That's what I want everyone to be in this field. And as I told you, like you can get into an entry-level job, 0 to 3 years of experience, and 10 to 15 days they will train you, then they will slowly start giving work to you. It's not like today you
Mr.
went in.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. If you can put it in a presentation mode.
Presentation mode.
Yes, so that it's a full screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Apply changes. Am I doing right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
How about now? Okay.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So am I supposed to go back? Okay. So basically this is important. English communication should be important. Software wise, you are good. You can just learn MS Word is enough for you to get into this one. If you know Excel and PDF documents, how to work, that's a very good thing. Then what are the goals of regulatory profession? Regulatory affairs itself sound that you are following regulations, government regulations, government guidelines. Okay. You can say FDA guidelines, or it can be ICH guidelines, International Council of Harmonization. That's ICH, 2 guidelines basically we follow. So what is our goal? That protection of human health, ensuring that drug, whatever the drug we are trying to get into the market, it should be safe, it should be efficient, and the quality of the drug should be good. That's what we want, whatever the drug going out of the company. Now question comes in my mind, what I'm saying, pharma company, pharmaceutical company, what company are we talking about? We are talking about generic drug company. We are talking about biologic drug company who make medicines out of bacteria and other living cells. We are talking about new drug company which makes new drugs. Your company can be animal drug company which produces animal drugs. Your company can be therapeutic company. Your company can be a innovation, R&D, research and development company. So basically, most of the people get placed in these kind of companies. Your company can be a generic drug company. Your company can be animal drug company. Your company can be biologic company. Your company can be medical device company. Your company can be a combination product, drug and device combination. Like you have, for example, insulin injection, like drug is there in the injection, like drug device combination. And one more company is radioactive drugs company. Your company can be a radioactive drug producer. So these are the different companies you can get into if you start looking for it. The last was ensuring appropriate and accuracy of your drug. So you as a regulatory affairs person, making sure your company follow all the guidelines. Whatever the drug is coming out in the market should be quality wise, it should be efficient, and there should be and making sure it follows all the guidelines. Okay. As we discussed, your company can be anything. For example, I can say some brother, maybe I can say one Ahmed, for example, he want to work for a company, generic drug company. So the question goes like, if his company, brother Ahmed's company, want to register any generic drug. A question, what is generic drug? For example, lidocaine is an ointment which was produced by Figueroa company 50 years back. Now since Ahmed joined, the company wants him to register this same drug on the company name, same lidocaine. The company bought that patent. Now they want to duplicate or generate another drug with the same company, same everything. So those drugs are duplicate, we can say, put it in this way, or copy of that original drug. Those drugs are called as generic drugs. Your company can produce that in a form of ointment. It can be oral dosage, you take it from the mouth, or it can be injectable, It can be a patch, transdermal patch, or your company can be like IV company. Your company can make that product into anything. That's always there. Now, I have wrote here different application forms, like preparation of what you do is basically you prepare that application. Question: how many pages is this application? It's a 1 page, 2 page, 10 page? No. With all the documents get in, it can be 10,000 to 15,000 pages the FDA receives. By the time you put all the papers together, it can be 10,000, 15,000 pages. Imagine, that's a lot of work. And you alone won't do this work. There will be different team. You work in a team, then you will be working as a team. Like the first word I've seen, like NDA. It sounds to me like new drug application, NDA. D always here is new drug application. Okay. The another way is ANDA. ANDA, don't worry about these phrases. Just now I'm telling you, don't worry about. NDA is new drug application. Whenever a company decides to submit a new drug, which is not at all there in the market, first time they want to launch this drug, those drugs are NDAs. If you talk about generic drugs, you can go online, Google it, NDA application form, ANDA application form, INDA, investigational new drug application form. You can Google it, that's not a problem. MA, marketing. So these are the application forms you will follow. And I wrote at the bottom, there are different guidelines you have to follow. Like for example, CGMP, good manufacturing practice, ICH guidelines, GLP guidelines. These are the different guidelines, guys. Don't worry about all these things. So what is CTD? Before understanding CTD, I want to just show you this picture. Now, I hope all of you are seeing this triangle. Oh no. Okay. CTD Triangle. That's what we were talking about. Common technical document. If you learn any one module out of these three, any one module, you can get job tomorrow. Or if you just learn module 1, you can get a job. So since you are saying we are preparing 10 or 15,000 pages, so there are a lot of jobs and a lot of openings will be there. As I told you, what I'm going to teach in this regulatory affairs, in this class or for the whole next, whatever the number of classes we take here. So we will be learning about this CTD triangle, which is called as common. At the bottom it is written, common CTD triangle is a common technical document, is organized into 5 modules, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like your 5 fingers. First, regional information. Second one should be your summary of module 2, module 3, module 4. It's the summary. And the last one, if you see the bottom line, these 3, which is very important, is quality of the drug, which is module 3. Non-clinical study reports is nothing but your animal study. Any drug, before it goes to the market, it goes through animal studies. It is not coming orally. Can someone help brother Sajid Muhammad? He's not able to hear orally. I joined class. Okay. Module 3 is your quality of the drug. I will go in detail, guys. Don't worry about going in detail. All you have to know is who we are, what we do, and why I'm showing this triangle. Why we have to learn this triangle. So as I told you, module 3, if you learn, you are good. You can get a job. Module 4, animal study. Module 5 is your clinical, is your human study. Quality of the drug is the chemistry part, CMC part. Second one is your non-clinical study, is your animal study. Module 5 is your human study. So your drug has to go through all these 5 modules in order to be submitted to US FDA or Australia or other countries also accept this. Every country has a different regulation. So we will go one by one in detail. Before I go with these 5 modules, later on I can take questions. I can take a question if you guys want. There is a chat box, guys. You can throw a question if you want. I can explain if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will go one by one in detail, little by little, into reach module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, and module 5. Any questions, guys? You can text if you want. Anyhow, at the end, I will take all the questions. If not, we will deal all the questions at the end. Let's go to module 1. Okay. Right. Oh no, my bad. Okay. Before going in detail, this is the link I have provided in the PowerPoint. Where is that link? Okay. So CTD is a common technical document. It's a set of different specifications. Another name is called as Dossier for the registration of medicinal products and designed to be used across Europe, Japan, US. Basically, you are looking for quality, safety, efficacy of the data. And this is our triangle. And now, if we go in detail to different modules, like we have, as we were saying, module 1, administrative information. Module 2 is your summary of 3, 4, and 5. So we don't have to worry about that. So basically in module 2, there are a couple of questions that you have to answer, and you can just get a summary from this 3, 4, and 5. So we don't have to worry. Module 3 is a little bit important. We have to go a little detail into that. We have to understand what is drug substance, what is drug product, from where we get drug substance, from where we get drug product, how to create the sections, how to do technical writing part. Those things will run in module 3. So don't worry. Module 4 is animal study. I won't teach animal study, just for the knowledge. I may share some information. Module 5 also we won't be studying that much, but for information, I'm going to provide a couple of information for module 5. So basically our focus area should be module 3 and module 1. Most of our jobs are in module 1 and module 3. Rest, module 4 and module 5, hardly we get jobs. Unless you are a medical doctor, I recommend this field. Otherwise, you are good. Qualification needed for RA. What qualification is needed? Before that, let me go to these modules, guys. These are the different modules. Hyperlink is available, so you don't have to worry. So for example, if you open your textbook, any textbook, there is called as word index, like table content, right? For example, if you open a atomic structure table, so it will have structure of atomic model, Rutherford for subtopics in it. Similarly, like you will call it as table of content or index. Similarly, for all these modules, there are table of content. That's what I typed in Google, typed as, like, if you see the comprehensive table of content, headings, and hierarchy. So all your information follows. Any CTD document has to follow this procedure. They have to write what form we are trying to use. Usually we use 356H form, 356H form. You can Google that one. It's a 4-page or 2-page form. Print it out, no harm in it. What form you are trying to use? Then what is the cover letter? What are you trying to say to FDA? Then all this information goes in. If you have change of address or corporator name, that's what you want to do. You have changed the address from company from Texas to Illinois, Texas to Missouri. You change the address, or your corporate officer, your corporator name has changed, corporation name has changed. Change in the contact or agent information. All this you have to follow. If you are talking about administrative information, this information goes as per section. All these instructions have to be followed. For example, if you are filling your application form, USCIS or your exam form, you will make sure you will have a guideline next to it, like 5-10 page, and you will have a 2-page application form. You will follow all the instructions, then slowly you will start filling out the information, right? Like what subjects you are writing and so on. Similarly, this is the performer. This is the index you have to follow. Nobody can see you at. Are you guys able to see?
Yes, Brother Moise, we can see the screen.
Okay, I got just scared. Okay, thank you. So this is the performer guide. So basically, it has. If I'm not going in detail, just for rough idea, this is where we go. This is where we go. You don't have to memorize. I'm telling you, you don't have to memorize anything. This is available printed form, and when you are working on it, if you are working on module 1, take this printout, keep it in front of you, follow the instructions. In this industry, basically, slowly you will learn, but you don't have to memorize anything. Similarly, module 1 meetings, different meetings are there. Sometimes if you have any questions, suppose if your company decides to submit new application form, then your company, your director or your senior director will have a meeting with US FDA. They will talk to them over the phone. You can communicate over the email, or they can have a conference call. Sometimes in the interviews, they will ask you, do you directly initiate an FDA call? No. Why? Because this is done by our director. You can say I was part of the team, that's all. So you don't have to say. Then these are the different, all this information goes in module. But again, you have to decide this information is as a whole. Like as I told you, if you are filling two-page application form, the booklet is 10 pages. You have to read it, only the points, only the instructions which are important to you, you have to pick up from the 10-page document. Suppose some of the things which are not applicable to you, you don't have to pick up. Similarly, on all these things, most of the information may be applicable to you, to your drug, or may not be applicable. Like for example, orphan drugs. What are orphan drugs? Drugs which are rare in the market. For example, lethal injection, like to kill people. That injection is an orphan drug. Most of the companies don't produce. Only 1 or 2 companies in the whole country prepare that drug. Those drugs which are the sale is very less. The sale is very less. The market is very less. Those drugs are called as orphan drugs. Orphan drugs. This is how they name. This is how FDA says. Suppose, example like cancer. It's a common drug. That's not an orphan drug, but because lot of companies they produce that drug. Like for rare conditions, if the drug, for example, malarial fever is there, for example, like that drug is hardly seen in America, for example. So that drug, if only one company produces only to small portion of states, then those drugs you can call it as orphan drugs. Let's go to labeling information. This I will try to share in module 1. Before go to labeling anything detail, I just want to give you one idea. Regulatory 1. If you Google it, regulatory 1 interview questions, you will have this page pop up. Some Indian guy prepared this one. I don't know whether he knows or not. Sometimes I use a lot this one. So if you go online, like today's homework or exercise is, like go on this web portal, Go on Google and type regulatory one. I also given the link in this class, regulatory one, interview questions. He mentioned everything. In this all, like how many questions he came out with, almost he came out with 31 questions, which are very helpful. He has vocabulary. He wrote abbreviation. NDA stands for new drug application. ANDA stands for abbreviated. All these things are important, guys. You may use it when I'm teaching the class, and you may use it if you have to check back for references. And he also talks about different agencies here. Everyone can see my screen, right? I hope. Okay. United States of America, US FDA. For United Kingdom, Medical Health Care Product Regulatory Agency. So every country, there is a different agency. Like for Australia, Therapeutic Goods Administration. Different agencies. He also named a lot of countries which are famous. European Union. Please go through it. You don't have to memorize again, as I told you. Just look over it. Get an idea so that tomorrow when we sit, we can prepare. What is the full form of CEP? What are the procedures for approval? In EU, European Union, there are 4 different ways. So all these things you just go through, read it once if you get a chance. And some of the questions like VAX Act, you don't have to memorize it, leave it. What is Orange Book? Different modules. So just go through once, guys, whenever you have time. Just see once. Maybe you'll have an idea, little more idea tomorrow when we start our class. So he also mentioned what are the different formulation, what is the meaning of, what are the chemical classification code for NDAs, like new formulation, new combination, new manufacturer, new indication, and so on. So these are the, please go through once as a homework. Now let's go back to our module. So always this, you can keep it in front of you at the time of interview also, you can keep this in front of you. So which module are we talking about? Are we talking about module 1? Module 2, no interview questions. I have never seen people asking any questions about module 2. In module 1, they may ask about labeling information. Before I start teaching anything from this area, guys, before I go into module 1, so if you have any questions, I can talk. And okay, before we talk about other stuff, you can also go on different portals. Like he mentioned interview questions. He also mentioned about webinars. Like he has different webinars. If you want to check his webinars, there is a way to do it, but you can just play around with it if you want to do. Like see different webinars from FDA. He also posted a couple of guidelines, I believe, like ICH guidelines, safety guidelines, efficacy. Just go through, you don't have to memorize, just play around with this one. Regulatory agencies web portals like US FDA, Health Canada. These are the different portals for different countries. Just play around with this one, try to see any update. If he has also have this portal, if there are any new updates for different guidelines. And you should also be familiar with usfda.gov. So anytime if you Google it out, this is our main working area. You can always type www.fda.gov. Get familiar with usfda.gov. You can see different application forms. You can type any application form here. Like for example, I'm typing 356H form. So we have instructions, we have form instructions, what form is needed, updated form. If you are working for anything, try to make sure you get
one thing. I would request all the participants to please close their video cameras. The webcam, please disable them. Thank you. Please continue, Brother Moise.
Okay. So this is US FDA form. Whenever you are working on any submission, anything, try to make sure you go to US FDA, try to get the latest application form. That's very, very important. You don't want FDA to reject your application. It can take away your job as well. So make sure whenever you are working on any new application form, for example, there is one more application form 2253. It is for ad promo. So every form has form and instructions. So if you want to go to guidelines, you can just go on guidelines and type. This is another form, 2253, instructions, supplements, and so on. So anything you want. Okay, another way you can also look for this USFDA is if you want to look for any new drug or drug which is already in the market and you want to see, for example, if you want to, I want to know lidocaine ointment, when they have approved this drug and what's going on with this one. So I would just want to check. So let's see, on this FDA portal, I hit the drug. It will take me at your new portal. No thanks. So there is one search drug at FDA. This is the one. Hit that one. And for example, if I want to type lidocaine, I can go that way. Or there is another way. Another option is like, what are the drugs which are A, which comes with A. All the drugs comes up into A. Any drug comes here. Suppose I just want to check lidocaine, as I told you. Let me go back. And I want to type lidocaine. It's an ointment. I want to just check this drug out, where it is. So it does not. Okay, let me check. Lidocaine. Let's type that way. Okay. Lidocaine, or my drug came out. So let's open this one. So in this one, very clearly it's been shown like lidocaine. It's an ANDA. ANDA number was 040911. And it's an ointment. It's a topical which goes on your skin. And let's open and see what happens. And who is the manufacturer also, I think so it says. Now, I'm here on this page. I can see it's a lidocaine. It's a 5% strength. Dosage form is ointment topical on your skin. Prescription drug. Everything you can find out. And suppose if I hit this one, it will tell me when it was approved, the original drug, when it was approved and what date it was approved. Everything you can catch from here. Label is not available on this one. And the drug number is, it's a generic drug. It's a therapeutic equivalent for ANDA number. Drug number is 040911. So this is how we do, guys, to search any drug. And this is the portal where you need to learn. Please go through on question and answers and try to go through these questions. That will help you a lot. Now, before we go in detail to this module 1, labeling information goes here. Before I touch anything from this labeling one, let us have a couple of minutes for question and answer. Then we will take a 5 minutes break. Then I will just finish the labeling part. Then we will have module 3 tomorrow as a fresh mind. Where am I? Okay. Any questions, guys? Can some moderator help them? Like how can they ask questions?
Yes, if you have any questions, please post it in the chat. I think we have one question from Brother Shahid.
Each module. Yes, there is. Yeah. Do we need to have any certification for each module? No, we don't need to have any certification for module. There is a certification which is called as RAC, Regulatory Affairs, which is run by a private company. Most of the companies, they don't ask you any certification. As long as you are a graduate or 10 plus 2 also have seen couple of people, but a science graduate will help you a lot to understand the process. So no certification is needed. If you have an Indian degree too, or Pakistani or any country, that's fine. That's fine. I've seen MBAs working, I have seen engineers working, so I've never seen any restraint. Any other questions, guys?
MashaAllah, that was a very good introduction, Brother Moise. You've shown all the resources and everything, and we're ready to go into more details. And if you have, the participants, if you have any more questions before we begin, please type into the chat box. It looks like pretty much, yeah, everybody's okay with that, and I think inshallah we can proceed, Brother Moise.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Please,
thank you.
You're welcome. Please don't hesitate in asking questions. We are all adults, so there is no, if you have to shoot a silly question, doesn't matter to me. End of the day, my aim is I want you to get into the company. I have to help you in all different ways to get you to a job, a placement in the company. So please don't hesitate, ask questions. If you don't know, if you have to ask like a silly question or a basic question, doesn't matter to me. Ask question that makes me happy, like at least you guys are following and you want to know, you want to learn. So don't hesitate. Anyhow, you are shooting an email, so I won't even say the name if you don't want. So so we have resources now. We have interview question and answers. Go through this one. Don't say that these questions will be your interview questions. No, it's just a terminology, terms wise, you will get familiarity with these words. That's all. And with US FDA, you have to get familiar because this is the where you get the guidelines. This is the where you get the new form. Like for example, I can give you. And from here, you will know what is the latest current form. But because FDA keep changing the forms. Like this year they have one form, tomorrow they have a different form. If you submit anything which is on an old form, they'll reject it. They'll ask you to resubmit again. So you don't want that. Always goes on this, play around with this FDA guideline or FDA. You have Excel sheet, print out anything you can do. Another thing, module 1. Let us go back to our triangle. We love this triangle. Don't forget this triangle, guys. Let us go module 1. In module 1, every company has a different information. Every company has a different boss. Every company information is different. So in this one, what I usually teach is only labeling part. Only labeling part. Slowly after going to the company, you can learn a lot, but labeling part, that's what I teach. If we go back to when I talk about a label, usually, let us go to table of content, our ICH guidelines. Okay. Let's go back. On the Google, anytime you guys can type module CTD table of content. You can type anything, module 1, module 3, module 4, so it will bring up everything for you guys. Module 3 is quality. Basically. Nope, we don't know that. Or just type CTD table of content. Okay, we are back here. So we want to go to labeling. Labeling information. Promotional materials, I'll teach you what is promotional materials. Let us go to 1.14 labeling information. So if you see the first word, 114.11 section, draft label, draft carton or container label. if you talk about a label can be of three types, guys. First thing is, suppose tomorrow you go and bought any ointment, lidocaine ointment I see, or Bengay painkiller, or Move, or any kind of ointment. Just walk into Walgreens and try to pick up any ointment. You see three things. First thing is the carton, the box, the outer box. It has a label on it. It has a label on it. It has a number on it, like NDC number. It has an expiry date, that is the shelf life. It will talk about who is the manufacturer. It talks about it's a child resistant, clap, so and so. And it talks about the company logo, company design. It also talks about the batch number 001, and who is the manufacturer, so and so company, or who is the distributor, so and so company. Every information will be there on that one. Second thing, open the box. You will have a tube in it. Tube also has a label. When you see carefully, tube also has all the information, whatever was there on the box. What is the batch number? What is the expiry date on it? And if there are any warnings, they will write the warnings very clearly. And what is it used for? And what is the name, generic name or drug name? And third thing is, you also have sometimes you have a white paper which is folded with very small handwriting. It is there. That is called as package insert. For everything there is a package insert, like a guideline how to use it. Even for if you buy anything nowadays, cooker, any material, they have a labeling, an outer label, tube label, and a package insert. These three things are usually covered under labeling. So you can get a job. I have seen jobs which is less paying, but jobs are there just for labeling. If you know how to put all those things together, that's the. For example, you have seen in the market, like these many batches were called off from the market. Like for example, batch 1, something went wrong. Batch 2, batch 3, company has to immediately notify US FDA, and company has to inform all the distributors, like take off batch number 1, 2, 3 out of the market because of so and so reason. Sometimes they don't even have to say the reason. All they have to do is they have to inform FDA that there is an impurity which is being showed after 6 months. After 7th month, the impurity level is going high, so we want the drug to be out of the market. So it can be sneakers, or it can be anything. If the company realizes that this product after 7th month is showing more impurities in the drug, it will be called off. They say that call off from the market. That's what FDA wants. So in the labeling, what usually you do, labeling has label will tell you a lot of information. For example, in this case, if you see the draft label, final label, listing, drug labeling, and investigational drug label, different labels, what label you want to create. And foreign label, like suppose US drug is going to foreign countries, that's a foreign label you have to follow. On product labeling, they are different methods you have to follow, different things you have to follow. Usually when we talk about label, only these three things are important: carton label, tube label, and package insert. So basically, for example, you can, in your interview, sometimes they ask you, like, did you work on labeling? All you can say is just, I reviewed it, I checked it. That is true. You can check any label. As we go on Google, let's type lidocaine package insert. Lidocaine package insert. It pops up. So let's see what it talks about. Let's go. Okay. I hope everyone can see my screen. Daily Med. I have given the link for all of you guys. So it's important. It's maintained by FDA. It's a very important link to check any label, any label, literally any label. So for example, every label has an NDC code, National Drug Code, it's an NDC code, and this is the number. And packager, who is packaging the drug, it will tell you, and source of NDC also tell you. And it has everything in it, like view all sections, special unclassified instructions, description of the drug, lidocaine hydrochloride injection, USP, it's sterile, not pyrogenic solution, and blah blah blah. Clinical pathology, indication and use. Most of this information is there on the white page, the white page, which is small handwriting, which is there in your drug. This is your package insert. It has precautions, it has adverse reactions. Suppose, example, adverse reaction. If your drug is there in the market for 2 years, on 2.5 years, someone from Texas and called and complained that after using this drug, I'm getting severe headache. So as a company, they immediately record this adverse event and they want to update in their adverse reaction page. They want to know, they want to let FDA know that there is an adverse reaction of severe headache if you use this drug 2 times in less than an hour. If you use this drug times in 4 hours, this is giving severe headache to me or some allergic reaction to me. So the company can put as an adverse event, like allergic reaction can happen if you use this drug 2 times in 4 hours or 5 hours, something like that. And what happens to overdosage? If any adverse events happen, if you have overdosage, they have to inform each and everything. See, I'm elaborating and it gives more information on it. Dosage form, see, everything is available there. And how the cartoon look like. Let us see this one. This is the package insert. This is how it looks like. This is the label. Let us go to label. If you see on this one, this is how it looks like. View enlargement. Okay, this is how it looks like. It has NDC code. What is the percentage of lidocaine? It's an injectable. Use, doctor's use, and who is the manufacturer? And if it is there, if it is a batch number, to what storage temperature. Any change to this one labeling has to be informed to FDA. Any changes to adverse events, you can inform different ways, but you have to inform to FDA. How we have to inform, that's another class, but we have to inform to FDA. Similarly, anyone can type another name. Let us type. No, I'm sorry. So someone in the chat box, can they type any other drug name? Maybe we can look into that one. Or if you are in a laptop, you can, if you are in front of your laptop or your iPad, you can also like Tylenol, right? See, Tylenol. Let us type Tylenol. See, there are different Tylenols came up. Tylenol cold max day, Tylenol day. Let us talk about day. Okay. So this is your tube, Tylenol, and it is telling me what is the NDC number, National Drug Code number, and this is our drug. Let us take this one, okay, cold max day, okay. And what are the users of it? And it will also tell you what category. It's a human OTC drug label. NDC number is important. Every package insert has an NDC number. And what is the disclaimer? And you will get an information about package insert, like what are the users, active ingredients, SPL, what is the warning, and so on. Different information and whom. Okay, let's see this cable. Enlarge it. Okay. So this is our package insert, guys. Looks like it's going to, I don't know which country, language. Okay, so this is our tablet. 24 capsule, you can see Tylenol. It has, so this box, it looks like to me they have opened the box. They have opened the box, they put it on a white paper, and they have taken the picture. If you see carefully, let's enlarge it. See, if you see the dimensions, this box, they have the blue part is here, and it is on the back side. This is on the back side. Everything is done by someone. That can be you. And sometimes you can get a job where you are responsible to handle labels for European countries. Suppose a company has 100 drugs. Example I'm giving you. A company has 100 drugs, means 100 labels. 100 labels means it can be distributed to different states, different countries. If it is going out of country, international label. International label, name will be different, everything. Suppose a company decides to change something on a label that is affected in all 100 labels. It's a 1-year project, 6 months project. If a company, if anything changes, like adverse event, someone takes this call, like I'm getting severe headache, severe pain, this has to be updated. A recall, again, batch number is important. This label will tell you what is, do you see this lot number and expiry date here? It will tell you exactly what is the number. And another is revision number. There is one more number here. It says when this label has updated. Yahan pe aayega wo. This is the one, somewhere here. It will tell you R1, revision 1 in 2005, revision 2 in 2010. That means you revised the label in 2010. That's what it means. You have revised. So suppose if you have revised in 2015, it will say R10 2015, means you have made 10 revisions R10 on label 10, something like that, or 2015 you did. So it will also talk about the different manufacturers. So this is your label. It has a barcode, everything on it. So this label information need to be provided to FDA. For any drug, you can look for the label. Let us see, someone else also typed one more drug. Let's see, another one is Premedex. Okay, let's control C. Let's see his drug. So guys, don't so any drug, if you want to do, just come here. FDA maintains it. Your company has to update it. If there are any changes, DailyMed has to be updated, and you can search anywhere here. Okay, disodium, it's a drug. So the NDC code is here, and packager is Eli Lilly company, whatever, human prescription drug. And it talks about, it's a new drug application. See, do you see that? NDA marketing status, it's a new drug. It's not the generic one. Sterilization, what does it affect? Label. Okay. So this, again, there are 2 labels, view package photos. There are 2 here. So this is the ink. It looks like a box, right? A small box is being covered, and how many milligrams, 500 milligrams, and expiry date, and so on. Everything is provided here. And I was trying to see revision, what revision it is. Shelf life, it's a 20 milligram. It's made in by USA, Indianapolis, product of Ireland. See, this is a product of Ireland. And what is another packet? This is another packet. It is also available in 100 milligrams. See, there are 2 different colors, guys. See, the blue one is the 500 milligrams, and the another one is your 100 milligrams. So this is how, and looks like the box has been opened, and they put on a white paper, and they have taken a color Xerox. Like in that way, it tells you like what dimension and so on, everything. So this is the location where you can look for NDC number. This is the location you can look for any drugs and so on. And the another way is, let us type this drug. Let us type this drug, Redex sodium. I want to type this drug under, under US FDA drug search. Let us type there. Okay, we are here, US FDA. Let's go for search drugs. Let us type that, and let us type his drug, Control V. Okay, press X. Let's type search, what it says. So press X disodium, that's what we want to look. And we want to see this ANDA number. So someone already came out with a generic drug. Yes, this is the history. So Precedex was there, 100 milligrams and 500 milligrams, disodium. It has injection, it's an injectable. And let's see what is the history. And remember, it's a generic drug, guys. So this is the information. Tentative approval, original drug in 2015. Application date. And this is the information, how to check for drug. And if you have any questions, there is the customer care number, you can contact that. Let us go to one question someone asked me. Question, when you have, what is the sterilization and does it affect the label? Okay. Sterilization usually we do for, no, it won't affect. Sterilization we do for liquids, sterile liquids or other drugs. It can be different ways. Your company can do sterilization. Like basically you are making your drug or product into bacteria free, like free of bacteria. That's what you want to make it. So sometimes I have seen they go through some autoclaves. They do sterilization, and sometimes they have autoclave is mostly they have used. That's what I've seen. Autoclaving of drug products, drug substances. Those I've seen, and making sure they 100% follow. Serialization, not sterilization. Okay, serial number, not sterile. Okay, I'm sorry. So serialization. I mean, like, then I have to see what is serialization then. I'll let you know maybe tomorrow. Is it related to labeling means? Then I'll let you know, guys.
Now,
if
Brother
something
Muiz,
I don't know,
yeah,
I'll tell you right away. Okay.
Sure. Brother Muiz, it's been an hour. We can take a quick break for 10 minutes, and then we can restart the session if it is okay with you.
Looks like my students, they are fully engaged. Anyway,
fully engaged.
Take a break, don't worry.
Okay. What we can do is, if you are on a specific topic, you can round it up, and then we can take a break within the next few minutes. So whenever you feel comfortable, just let us know, and then we can take a break for 10 minutes, and then we can resume the session.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So revision is like revised, like today, suppose in 2000, what is this? In March 2018, we submitted US FDA label to US FDA. FDA took it. After 1 year, in 2019, there was a change in the label. We made some changes. So now, why would I write March 2018? No, I will write revision 1 2019. That means this is how I revised it in 2018. So any person who is seeing, he will easily understand, oh, it is they have not revised it. It's still the same, the original submitted to US FDA. This is how we go revised, and as per which year they revised. Sometimes I have seen last time R8 2010. That means that will continue unless you don't change it. That means if you are a reviewer, if you are an FDA person, by seeing the carton, you'll say, oh, it was revised 10 times, 8 times, and last time they have revised in 2015. So this is what it is. So guys, label, we will see more examples, but I have given you how to check any drug in US FDA portal. We know how to check any drug in Daily Med. If you want, we can little bit try to learn the other way. There is one more I will teach you, what is promotional materials, how we need to inform to US FDA. Let's take 10 minutes break. Don't run away, guys. It's 11:14 right now, 11:15. How about shall we gather here after like 15 minutes break? क्योंकि उसके बाद का कमी है information.
Sure. Yes, Brother Muiz. Right now it's 11:15 CST, so we'll break a 10 to 15 minutes break, and we'll resume. We'll resume the session at 11:30 CST.
Make sure no one runs away from my class. Just kidding.
It's very interesting, Brother Muiz, and all the articles, all the websites, the links, what you're showing it, these are very helpful, and we're going into very much details of everything. So thank you so much for that. We will come back in 15 minutes. So take a break, stretch yourself, and then let's start the session at 11:30 a.m. CST. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, we will begin the presentation shortly. Yes, but Sajid, we will be providing those links to you, and we also have a good news. We will be making a WhatsApp group for Regulatory Affairs RA, and that is the best way to be connected with Brother Moise. If you have any questions or any suggestions, any guidance, he will be right there in that group, and he will be able to help you, help us all in this field. So once at the end of the presentation, I think it's the WhatsApp link is still in the text what we have provided, but we will still post the WhatsApp link in the chat as well. So you all can join the chat with Brother Moise and ask any questions what you have. Yes, Brother Moise, whenever you're ready, you can begin, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah, I'm ready.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we are back again. So Daily Med, as we told, like any drug label, you can just check into this one. And the another way to check any drug is your FDA web portal. Like you can just type in the drug, it will come out, or medical devices or drugs. I think there are other ways. Go here and play around. Orange Book or NDC code, National Drug Code, the one which we are talking about. Find about drug, information about the drug. So let's go for here. Find it. Let's go to this one. Drug storage condition will be national NDC number, NDC code. As label has NDC code, like NDC, what is NDC code, and search NDC code dictionary and so on. Let's see if we can search any dictionary NDC code for drug type NDC code, for example. And let us take the NDC code from here. Our NDC code is this one, for example. Control C. Let's go here and text, place it here. And let's type NDC code. After this class, you can just go on fda.gov, you can play around. You can just play around. You can see, you got it. So now our drug is same, disodium 1, human prescription drug. It's an NDA 1 marketed as NDA. And product NDC code is, this is the one. And who is the manufacturer? NDA number. Intravenous, it can be injected as well. It is injectable, intravenous is injectable. Injection, 100 milligrams and so on. If you are to see another, yeah, this is all the information we have for this drug. So in that way, you can search any drug, and mostly when you get a labeling job, especially if your company is a generic drug company, maybe your manager can ask you, hey, can you review package insert for me? Yeah, we can review by going here and just Google it, like package insert for lidocaine, package insert for disodium, anything like that you can do, guys. You can play around. And I'm sorry, don't forget to go through these questions, please. Because this will give you a terminology, like what terms are used. You don't have to memorize. I'm telling you, you don't have to learn by heart. Just go through once to get an idea, 1 or 2 times to get an idea. Let's go back to a triangle. Don't forget our triangle. So we are talking about in module 1. We are talking about labeling. Let's go to another one. Our guideline. This we don't want. Images. We don't want this image. Let's go to this FD. Okay. If you go for 1.5 promotional materials. If you talk about promotional materials, so many things comes in your mind. Since I'm working right now, so just thought to update you. In this one, basically, your company decides to launch any new products, request for advisory comments, launch any new materials, or if your company decides to have any adverse comments on a new launch, something like that, or resubmission before launch. Promotional materials can be your handbook, your doctor note, or your can be customer letter, your website, or your video. Sometimes you go on a company website, they play a video. You go to a company website, it has the information about the drug. If you go to any hospital, they will give a drug booklet to you, like a pamphlet to you. A 1 page, it can be a folded 3 page, anything. All that information goes in this section, promotional materials, ad promo. We say as ad promotional materials. It can be leave letters, it can be your fancy decorated website, videos, or any information. All this information. For this information, basically, it's a 1 page document, literally. So sometimes people get in this job as well. Sometimes if you are looking for a job, you say ad promo. I will write the form. It's 2253 is the form. I'll show you. It's a 1 page form. That's what my company is making me to fill this forms. Before I joined this company, after so many years, they trained me 2 months. Still, they feel like they want to train me. I'm like, it's not like you don't know, but when you go to a company, these are the advantages. Like you get a chance to learn. They'll teach you before they will give you work. There was a company, Merck and Amgen. Manager taught me for 4 months. All we used to do is in the whole month, just fill 2 application forms, 2 forms, 2-page form. 2-page form. We used to get wholesale license, distribution license from different states, 50 states. Unable to hear. Okay. Please check. Okay, let's go to forms. These are the forms, 356, 0356, the one which I was talking about last time. Let's see this application form since I'm already here before I go to 256H. So these are the different instructions. Here is the form. Instructions to fill. It's an instructions you have to follow. And where is the form? Okay, this is the form. How many pages it is? It's a 3-page form. It will, if you want print this out form, there is no harm in printing out this form as well. Like you can say what is the name, what is the telephone number, what is the name of the applicant, what company it is, who is authorizing this form. You can type it like for example, company ALMPG, for example. Like you can type for company address is no Wonderland maybe. So something like that. I mean, like you can just type this form and print it out. And we are trying to look for another form. What was the form we are looking for? 2253, right? There is a section here under home. If you go on home, you have forms 2253. I don't know why am I not getting that form. OPDP is the branch which takes care of promotional materials. Yes. This is the form. Today it's playing with me. Bear with me so till this opens up. So this is how you look for, guys. I think it's okay. So this is how you look for promotional materials. 2253 form, it's a one-page form. You can fill out and provide whatever you want to submit in CD form. Like you can submit the promotional material, whatever you want to do, marketing and so on. These things are there. We will also go through this one next time. Annual reports. I'll go in detail. I'll tell you when we have to go through annual reports. Annual means itself says annually. Yearly once in a year we submit that annual reports, but we'll go details, so don't worry about it. Before, it's a module 2. Module 2 is the summary. Module 2 is very small, guys. You have to just follow these sections. You have to answer these questions. Pharmacology summary. Who will provide this information to you? So many times I'm saying like this you have to follow while getting this information. Your company will provide this information to you. You don't have to worry. You are not creating anything from yourself. You are not creating any information from yourself. Your company will provide you the summary for pharmacology. They will provide you the summary for pharmacokinetics. They will let you know what is the toxicology study. This non-clinical part is done by non-clinical people. Clinical folks are different. There are 3 different teams, guys. Clinical team is different. Non-clinical team is different. And clinical team is different. Quality control team is different. Module 3, Module 4 team is different. Module 5 team is different. Module 1 is sometimes it's a different team, totally different team. So all you have to collaborate between each other. And at the end, a regulatory person will submit all this application form. Regulatory people. So regulation CMC people will submit it. So tomorrow we will go through module 3, which is very important. So module 2, don't worry, it's a summary question. And module 1 is just the labeling. Right now we are trying to learn only about labels. Now we have learned today what are labels, how to check labels, and what is package insert, what is carton labels, what is that. So in interview questions, if they ask you like, did you ever created labels? No, we just reviewed the labels. We just review it. Okay, module 2, we don't have much to talk about, but because it's the module 3 and 4 and 5. Module 3 quality we can go tomorrow. Before we go to module 3 tomorrow, I will finish up this class today and little bit introduction. I'll try to give you regulatory affairs. It's a good field. Lot of salary is also good. I have seen people getting $45 to $55 per hour, and even my career too. I have started from 45. I have done 55, 65, 60, not 65, I can say $60. But I also got manager level positions as well. And I have seen one person from Chicago. The first attempt, she was a B pharmacy student. First attempt, she got a remote job, that to a manager job. And recently, one of the girls in Texas, she got placed in a company, and they were very happy. The company people, 4 people, after having our classes, after finishing our section, she was bold enough to face 3 or 4 people, regulatory affairs directors from the company, and she was placed as a full-time position with all benefits. And one more person, he got a job in Pfizer, New Jersey, New York, I believe, Pfizer from New York. So once he joined, the manager personally trained him for 2 to 3 months. Then he started giving work. Now he is a registered person with US FDA. He has a US FDA account and is enjoying with Pfizer. So my job is to help you from end to end, your interview process, your resume preparation process. If there are any technical questions, I'm always there. And if you need, at the time of interview, also have seen people, I had one-to-one section with them, like intense section where they are ready for the interview. So basically, I'll help you end to end till you get into place. And most of the jobs have seen 0 to 3 years of experience, so we don't have to worry. It's an entry-level position. Package minimum, what I suggest is ask for $45 on W2, but I've seen entry-level positions $50, $55 on W2, or 1099 hardly I've seen, but they are there. Now I'm open for your other questions, guys. If anyone want to throw questions before we end up this section. I've already.
So much, Brother Muiz. I'm sorry, please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, please don't mind. Go ahead and ask. And tomorrow, try to take out links. If you are not registered with the chat box, you just register with that. If you are not registered with ALMPG, in that way you will have a web link directly. ALMPG, go on Google, ALMPG, type it, try to register with your email address. It's easy. 3 or 4 steps, you are in. Tomorrow, in that way, we are connected. I want all the regulatory affairs guys to be connected fully. So now I'm ready for the questions, guys.
Thank you, Brother Muiz, very much. Thank you for the presentation. Before we begin the Q&A session, we're going to give you the mic, and you can come on the mic. You can ask your question. If you wanted to just type in to the chat, you can do that as well. I will start the Q&A session in a second, and then you will get a prompt message. If you want to join the Q&A session, please accept the invitation. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so you should be getting a pop-up message, and I do see the questions coming in. So I'm going to give the mic to Brother Syed, and 1 second. Yes, Brother Syed, you can speak now.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to know, am I using the same email to join the tomorrow's session, or are you sending a new one?
The link will be the same. The link will be the same. Please, if you should have an email with the free conference call link, you can click that one, and the session details, joining details will be the same.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I have another person who wanted to ask a question. Says anonymous. So I'm going to give you the mic now, and you can speak. Hello. Okay, we cannot hear anything, so I will just put this one on mute. And this WhatsApp is for, yes, Brother Shahid, yes, you can join that WhatsApp group. It is exclusively for the RA, Regulatory Affairs. Brother Muiz will also be in that WhatsApp group, and we can all be connected. So this session for tomorrow will also be at the same time. That is 10 a.m. CST or 11 a.m. CST. And it will start on time. So please be available, make yourself available, and please join the session for tomorrow as well. And we may need to do a few more sessions even after tomorrow, depending upon how much we will be covering tomorrow. So you will be getting the details tomorrow, inshallah. So let me answer that question. Yes, Brother Muiz, you still have the mic, and you can speak. Let me see. Let me unmute you. I think I may have to unmute you 1 second. 916. Hello, Brother Muiz.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the question is, can we go more hands-on questions? So since every pharmaceutical company is fully confidential, no one, even the interviewer, knows very well that they cannot ask company scenario-based questions. Never like IT companies, they do that. Why? Because they know that they cannot ask you what were the issues in your company. They cannot ask you what products you are working on. They cannot ask you what kind of products. Some of the times vendor ask you like what kind of products, like therapeutics or cancer drugs or allergic drugs and so on. Only like a general question they may ask, but not scenario-based. Sometimes they may ask questions like, I have seen recently people started asking questions like, if you are submitting batch size changes, what documents you submit, what supporting documents you submit. But don't worry, I'll help you with that. So in general, they have to ask. They cannot go specific. It's a confidential information. Could I know a little bit about Health Canada? Yes. Once you learn regulatory affairs from US FDA, if you understand more about US FDA slowly, then we can understand more about Health Canada as well. More or less, Little changes are there with Health Canada, but I didn't work for Health Canada, to be honest with you. But I know people who work for Health Canada. I can get more information on that. And more or less, you can also go online and check. Pretty much the same. Modules are the same. Modules are the same. Terminology is little different. What are the other technical skills are needed? I don't think so. You don't have to have much technical skills in this one, but because if you are going for any company, they will train you on whatever the database they are using. They have to train you on that. My company use Innov as a database. They train me on it. Your company uses SharePoint Drive. They will train you on it. If your company use TrackWise system to track changes, they will train you on it. Like anywhere you go, they have to train you on it. Then they will give you work. So we don't have to worry that much. Only like MS Word, PowerPoint, MS Word, how to use the PDF and Excel sheet, that's all. How much do you charge on codes, resume building, mock interview? This is a good question, Brother Sayyed. So it's for fi sabilillah. All we need is dua. ALMPG also needs dua from you guys. That's all.
Yes, just wanted to mention a quick point here. Brother Muiz, alhamdulillah, he is contributing all his time, his skills on this platform for no charge. He is doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for to share what he got, what he learned, all the skills, what he has, alhamdulillah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you the best, Brother Muiz. Give barakah in your earnings, in your time, and happiness within your family. Thank you so much, Brother Muiz.
Jazakallah, brother. Jazakallah. That's all we need, dua from you. Yes. So I worked as a full-time employee, but I have seen more money in consulting, so I do consulting. So right now I'm working for Curium Pharmaceutical Company, Curium Pharma Company. If there are any jobs, please don't hesitate to apply. I can recommend my senior manager to definitely forward it. And it's a radioactive drug company. We make radioactive drugs. And I will try to help you with all the way till you get on board, till you find a job. So we are there. We as a group, we will work. Everyone need to support to each other. We as a group will help each other, inshallah. Which state? I'm in St. Louis, Missouri currently right now. Yeah, and the company name is Curium Pharmaceuticals, St. Louis. Missouri is the state. So, inshallah, let's finish this course. I have seen there are a lot of jobs, guys. Most of the time, there are no exploitations in this one. Most of the time, your bosses are American ladies or gents. I've seen a lot of women folks as my bosses because they are good in handling the paperwork, archiving the documents, saving the documents. Maybe they are. But most of my bosses are ladies, women folks I've seen, and jobs are very easy. Your interviews will be done in 10-15 minutes. Yes, Nusrat, there are a lot of jobs in New Jersey and a lot of companies in New Jersey. And the interviews are only 10, 15 or 20 minutes, not more than that. In the last section of our section, I will try to get the full-time employee. Her name is Juveria. She's from Texas. And another Pfizer person from Mohyuddin. I'll try to get both of them in the group so that they can talk and you can talk with them as well. Are there vacancies for clinical trial regulatory? Yes, for clinical trials, there are vacancies. You can go on Indeed.com today only. Try to look for jobs in your area. So go on this web portal. Try to type regulatory affairs. Associate level, you can type, you will find a lot of jobs in your area, whichever city you live in. There are full-time jobs as well as contract jobs. You can apply first attempt. This Texas girl, first time, she got a full-time job. Tomorrow morning you have CST. What time your job starts? If you don't mind asking, Peshma. Yes, you can get an audio recording.
Yes, Sister Reshma, we are recording all the sessions and you will have the access. If you are registered to ALMPG.com, you will find all these recordings there. So no issues with that, inshallah.
process in clinical trials. Yes, once we go to clinical trials, we will go more detail, Brother Sajid. So once we touch module 5, I'll try to go more details into clinical trial, what is clinical trial, what they do, different phases and so on. At 11 Central Time. Okay, so she has to be at Central Time. Okay. Any questions, guys, before we come back tomorrow for module 3, basically? But if everyone can afford, can we start 1 hour early, something to accommodate Reshma, so that I don't want her to miss this class? If everyone agrees, she starts at 11. So if we can finish our class by 10:30 or at least half of the portion, is that okay?
So, Brother Moise,
So
you're saying, is it you wanted to start the session instead of 11 a.m. 10 a.m. CST, do you want to start like 8 a.m. CST or something?
Something like that, or maybe if I get 8:30 or 9 o'clock is a good time CST.
9 a.m. CST.
One student, in that way she won't miss. If
Okay.
it is okay with all the people in the group.
Let's do a quick chat voting. If everybody's okay, instead of we can start an hour earlier. Instead of 11 a.m. EST, let's do EST. So instead of 11 a.m. EST, can we do it at 10 a.m. EST? 10 a.m. EST. Is everybody okay with that?
Put it as 9:30
a.m.
EST. Yeah.
9:30 a.m. EST. Okay, 9:30 a.m. EST. Is that fine with everyone?
Oh, wait. Yeah, someone is from Pacific time, California time. 10 a.m. EST will be 7 a.m. CST. That's too early. That's true. Maybe maybe how about, what do you suggest?
I think, let's do like
maybe,
10 a.m. EST.
Okay,
It's better.
10 a.m. EST.
10 a.m. EST. Is that fine with everyone? 10 a.m. EST?
I was in California, so I know what she says early morning. There are a lot of companies in California, so if you don't mind asking, which place are you from, California? Which city? 7 a.m. PST Syed is good. Okay, I got it. Okay. Oh. Okay, got it.
Everybody agrees for 10 a.m. EST. So that will be the time, inshallah, tomorrow.
Inshallah. So in that way, at least she can listen to some extent, then she can follow the class. Experience of US in my resume. Yes, we will. Brother Sanji, don't worry about. I'll talk to you personally and I'll help you with the resume, what to write and what not to write. So don't worry about it. We have to go as a group. We have to prepare as much as we want and make sure everyone in this group gets a job, more or less, inshallah.
All right, so if nobody has any more questions, then inshallah we will conclude the session and we will resume it tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST. Before we do that, Brother Moise, do you want to say something?
No, I'm good, inshallah. I want everyone to be there, try to be there on time tomorrow.
There's another question from Brother Syed, Brother Moise.
Yeah, so, and I'm limiting myself, but I'm limited to, are there, so only thing is, I can tell you, Syed, Brother Syed, go on Indeed.com. Yes, I have seen companies in that one. Let us look those jobs. Go on Indeed.com, try to look for Seattle, how many jobs are there, or state of Washington, try to see it. Let's talk about tomorrow. Through a study, anyone you want us to go through. So go through that regulatory affairs one, the web portal which I gave you. Go through that one. In that way, you will have a little idea what terminology we're gonna use.
All right, so I think nobody has any more questions, so inshallah ta'ala we will conclude the session. I would like to quote a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he says, none can have true faith until they want the others to, they would love for themselves what they love for others. And Brother Moise, alhamdulillah, is pretty much doing the same thing. What he wants for himself, he is giving it out to others. That is practicing the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah reward you again, Brother Moise, for all your efforts, and may Allah put barakah in your teaching so that the participants who are listening, they get benefit out of it, and they can inshallah start with the new jobs. It is difficult to in this day and age to get trained and get placed on the job. You will have to look for those kind of specific fields, and Brother Moise is giving us that platform, that field where there's not that much of competition, and if you learn a little bit more, if you dedicate your time, inshallah ta'ala, you will master this thing, and then you will get job inshallah easily. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all of us to work hard towards it and get a job in this field, inshallah. I would like to conclude it with the dua. Alhamdulillah, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wal asr, innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat, wa tawasaw bil haqq, wa tawasaw bis sabr. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.